Hi everyone, EastPhilly here, and today I'm going to go over the gloves that I think fit best for multi-use category, we'll say. What I mean by multi-use category is throughout the different hobbies I have, riding, shooting, climbing, hiking, working on stuff around the house, these are something that can be used for all of them. It's not great for all of them. It's probably better just for one or two things out of those categories, but I find them comfortable and usable for all of those categories. These are the Oakley Factory Pilot Gloves. These are in the OD green color. They also come in khaki and black. You can find them on Amazon, through Oakley's website, through different tactical websites, because that was the main use for them. And I'll go into why I think they're a great multi-use glove. The intended use for the gloves are pretty much tactical use. Oakley is a big proponent in the military, and I think that's mainly what these were made for. Military, law enforcement, first responder type of things. They have the hard knuckle. I don't know the exact material, but it kind of almost looks carbon fiber-ish the way that it's weaved and laid out. That might just be the curviness of it, but hard knuckle. They have air venting along the fingers so that you can still keep your hands cool, and the whole palm is pretty grippy. It goes up the palm and around each finger, which is good for the tactical use, climbing, shooting, things like that. They have a nice grippy spot here. Pull the glove on, and you can really tighten it down pretty well, keep everything secure, flexible back, and then you have some leather or faux leather. Again, I don't really know the materials with this. All around the glove, on the thumb knuckle, is pretty well padded, and then you got some just basic material, fabric, on the backs of the fingers. So this is made generally for a tactical purpose, shooting, law enforcement, military. I like it a lot for the motorcycle as well. Now, these are probably the second best gloves I have for motorcycles in terms of protection. The palm is probably going to get torn up if it's sliding across asphalt, but it'll still give some protection for a good bit of a slide. You really want to try to get onto your back pad when you're sliding, or try to stop yourself and get up pretty quick, but these will protect a little bit. If you wind up hitting something head on, the knuckles will be good to protect your hand. That's usually what's going to hit first, is the front of the hand if you hit something head on and it breaks through either of the levers. Or if you're riding and you low side, your hand is usually at the widest point. When you tip over, that's what's going to hit first. There's not a lot of padding on the side for that or around the wrist, but you're going to protect the digits a little well. The palm I especially like for this. I come from a mountain biking background, and road cycling, cyclocross, all that stuff, and having a very grippy glove is very useful, because as you're riding, you don't want your fingers to slip off the levers. You don't want your hands to slip to the side, especially if you have good grips on your bars. Your hands will just grip there and they'll stay in place. That also works for motorcycles. You're riding over some bumpy terrain, potholes. You don't want your hands slipping off or your fingers slipping off your clutch and wind up stalling out, or your hands slipping off the brake and you're not being able to brake in time. These palms are very good for that, especially on a flat surface like a metal lever. Working around the house, on the car, whatever, I wouldn't use these as your mechanic gloves because they are a little expensive and they are pretty nice. They do have fabric up here that isn't meant to be hitting across sharp corners, even though climbing up a wall or something might do that. I'm actually already fraying a little bit up there, and I've only had these gloves for maybe 2-3 weeks, but they're still going to work for some light duty stuff. Ratcheting a wrench and it slips and you hit your hand on the table or something, it's going to protect you. Something falls and hits you, it's going to protect you. You're trying to cut toward yourself, probably not going to last too well, but it's going to be good for a small, quick hit and pop back, like oh shit type of moment. But it's not going to protect a straight-on slice like some other gloves that I have. I've used them for weightlifting. Again, not the intended purpose, and probably not a good idea. Grabbing onto that weight, it starts to pull, it probably stretches out the fabric and makes it a little less useful. But I have done it if I needed it. It gives a good grip on whatever you're giving because of the large palm contact area, and I think it works pretty well for that. And then this fit into the tactical and law enforcement, but shooting. Having that good grip on your gun, having a good grip on the trigger so that if you are shooting rapidly, it doesn't slide off or flick off. Being able to grip a charging handle or a pistol slide or anything like that, you want to be able to rack it correctly and not just slip or cut yourself on it, especially in situations where you start to sweat or it's raining out or you have blood all over your equipment. You want to be able to have a good grip on that to clear anything you need. Again, same situation, blood, water, whatever, getting a tourniquet on yourself, lifting a stretcher, carrying an oxygen tank to a patient, anything like that, gripping a ladder for the firefighters. This protects your hand going up and from the sides and from the walls or whatever as you're climbing. Having good grip matters in almost any aspect in life, actually. Anything you do that involves being hands-on with something or working with something, having a good grip is very important. These are not touch sensitive for touch screens. My phone actually tends to work a little bit. I think I have the LG G6. I think it's just pretty good in general with stuff touching it and hitting the buttons correctly. I don't think there's any conductive material in this to help it out, but my phone just kind of works with it. I don't know about any other phone. I haven't tried it. I don't have any other phones. So, works for me. Might work for you. I don't know. Try it. Well, that's the general overview of the Oakley factory pilot gloves. I like them. If you find a good deal on them, try them. I think I got these ones for like $73-ish. I think that's a pretty good price for a high quality tactical glove from a good brand like Oakley. Customer service is iffy on some things. I'll go into that in a separate video with my GoPro customer service video, so you'll see that in the future. But I like these gloves. They've been working well. They're starting to fray at some points, but I don't think there's anything a little dab of super glue wouldn't help if I really needed to. I don't see them getting too much worse. I had to figure out why they're fraying. I don't know what I did to do that, but I like them. Maybe you will too. Check them on Amazon, pretty much any of the tactical brands or websites that sell any Oakley products. Oakley's website, if you are a law enforcement, first responder, or military, you can use Oakley SI to look these up, and you might get a discount. Actually, I don't think they were on the SI site. I don't remember, but you might be able to find them on there as well. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked it, give it a like. If you disliked it, give it a dislike. And if you did dislike it, let me know in the comments why, so I can make this channel better for both you and me. I do read the comments and I try to respond back to them. Sometimes YouTube decides to not let me know there's a comment, but I check them every now and then. I try to respond as best I can, if I can, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.